gloom, squinted at the shadows, and heard a low warning growl that caused the hairs on her nape to rise. What the hell is that? She didn't take the time to find out. Bianca bolted. Fear propelled her. Up the hillside, the sensation that she was being followed by something malevolent driving her upward. Her feet slipped a little, and she pitched forward, caught her balance, and kept moving. Ahead, the trail would crest on the ridge, then wind its way down the backside of the mountain. She'd end up in Desperation Flats, which wasn't a lot better. Did she hear footsteps? Heavy breathing? More growling. In the distance, she heard the howl of a coyote, and her blood froze in her veins. Run! Faster! She sprinted wildly, crazily, one foot in front of the other, panic gripping her, her breath coming in short gasps, her legs cramping, her damned lungs burning. Go, go, go! Don't stop! Upward she raced, driving forward until her lungs felt as if they might explode, and she came to a narrow spot where the trail twisted between two huge boulders. She flung herself against one, gasped for air. Was certain a bloodthirsty demon, the kind she'd been reading about in her latest horror novel, was on her tail and ready to leap out at her to rip her face off. She looked back over her shoulder, ready to square off with the otherworldly creature, or lunatic, or creep of a teenager, only to find nothing but the engulfing black night, the forest of towering pines and scrub brush, the heat of August settling like a shroud. No footsteps pounded up the path. No labored breathing echoed through the night. No guttural sounds of a beast's warning reached her ears. She saw and heard nothing. No bat wings, no frantic footsteps of kids in the forest, no breath of wind moving through the branches. Even the coyote had stopped its lonely cry. Which was weird. Less than an hour ago, there had been at least 15 kids when they started the stupid game, maybe closer to 20. Who counted? All she knew was that she was with a group of teenagers who had collected in the scrubby area that had once been a parking area for some of the Long family's lumber business. Cars and trucks had been parked haphazardly over the sparsely strewn, weed-choked gravel, music pulsing from the speakers of Austin Reese's car, a BMW, the only one in the mix of beaters, pickups, and ancient SUVs. Kids had been hanging out in clusters, some drinking, more smoking, some toking it up, she guessed from the smoke-like odor of weed mingling with the more acrid scent of cigarettes. A low murmur of conversation, punctuated by laughter, had rumbled across the open area, while silhouettes moved across the smoky beams of headlights from some of the vehicles. Red tips of cigarettes and the glow of cell phone screens indicated where others had been gathering. Bianca knew some of the girls. Red-haired Simone Delaney had been in her English class, and Seneca Martinez, who had been on the track team, lived just down the road from the little cottage in the woods where Bianca had grown up. They'd ridden the bus together all through grade school, but they weren't close now. And Lindsay Cronin? She was okay, but always followed along with the crowd. You just didn't know where you stood with her. One minute she was your best friend, the next your enemy. So weird. Maddie had come to one of these parties before, and her reason was simple. She hoped to hook up with Tej O'Hara, as if she had a chance. Come on, Maddie. Get real. Everyone knows that Tej is half in love with Laura Haas, and even he has to stand in line. Laura was definitely the it girl of Bianca's class, and Tej, with his quick, killer smile, athletic body, and sharp wit, was out of Maddie's league, at least in his inflated opinion of himself. Bianca suspected Maddie knew she was being used, but didn't care, or thought it was a way to make TJ fall in love with her. Oh, sure. While they'd hung out before the game had started, Maddie had barely shown interest in what Bianca had been saying, and it wasn't just because even then Bianca had second-guessed the idea of the party. I really should get back, she'd said. This doesn't look good. Stop being such a wuss. Maddie's fingers had still clutched her phone, her head moving slightly, her eyes squinting as she surveyed.